I love riding, and working at Twisted Throttle is an awesome opportunity to commute to work every day. So when I found out we were going to be building out Honda NC700, I have to admit I was more excited to ride this bike and test out all these products than some of the other bikes, because I just didn't really know what to expect. I live in Newport, which is a half an hour away from Twisted Throttle headquarters here in Exeter, and it's just an awesome combination of highway, scenic roads going over the bridges, and then back roads and farm country once we get towards Western Rhode Island. I spent the last week after finishing the build of this bike commuting back and forth to work. I feel like I got a really awesome opportunity to test the bike and all of the products. So when our suppliers develop these products, they're designed to withstand long distance trips and heavy abuse. But I've found just commuting to work every day that I'm actually able to get more use out of these products on a day-to-day basis, just going back and forth to work. Whether it be the luggage, the jetpack, for example, as a top bag, or the Aero side cases. It's an ideal way to put in my laptop, put in my shoes, my jeans, so I can change out of my riding gear when I get to work. And I'm finding that, I'm using these products a lot more often during the week, than when I'm out, taking a weekend camping trip or a trip out of state to visit friends and family. I definitely value having crash protection on the bike. This is a bike that I'm on, almost every day, coming to work and home from work. Just even turning around or dropping the bike in a parking lot. The crash bars from SW Motec and the Bark Busters handguards, are things that are going to keep the bike from breaking and being able to pick it right back up and ride away without spending a ton of money to replace plastics and handlebars and levers. So I also put on a few products from R&G. I put a radiator guard that's just great for anything kicking up off the road, protecting those delicate fins. I put a rear hugger on to keep all that grime off the road from kicking up in my shock and undertail. And then also cotton reels on the rear, which is great. If I were to drop the bike, it's going to keep the swing arm and the rear axle protected, as well as an exhaust slider from R&G just to protect the can if the bike goes down. So whether you're on your bike every day commuting or going on really long trips over the weekend, comfort is huge. When you're comfortable on your bike, you can ride longer. The windscreen from MRA was something that made a big difference as far as just keeping the wind off your head and shoulders and making a more comfortable ride at higher speeds. I put on some mirror wideners, which is just a simple part so you see the road behind you a lot easier. And then some heated grips from Oxford. That's just really nice, especially out in the fall. It's October now and it's starting to get pretty chilly, and that was just feeling super comfortable. We also put on Vario positioning foot pegs from MFW. I'm 6 foot, I'm a little bit of a taller rider, so you know, I actually put him in a lower and back position, and it just made me even that much more comfortable. Another very functional part that we put on from SW Motec was a center stand. It bolts on to 2 existing mounting points on the bike, and it just makes any kind of maintenance super easy. So another awesome product from SW Motec and Back Connection is their quick release GPS mount. You know, I don't carry the GPS, you know, to and from work every day, and I want to be able to just quickly take it off and put it in my bag or keep it in my house. Another product I would want to put on just about any bike I'm riding is a mini light bar from Add More Lighting. It's a relatively small, low-profile light bar that has a modulating brake light and integrated turn signals. So I mean, when you're behind a bike with this light bar on, it's really noticeable. Out here in Exeter, I mean, there's a lot of back roads and there's no street lights and a lot of deer. So accessory lighting is a must. On this bike, the NC700, I went with the Denali Micros, the DM1s. It's a super compact light and look really good mounted up to the front fender. It's a really wide flood beam that goes really far down the road, and it's just a must-have accessory.